Amy's backyard bursts with life, sunlight dappling through the leaves of a giant oak, illuminating glowing mushrooms. She examines the ladybug closely, marveling at its tiny spots. Amy gently places the ladybug back on the leaf, watching it crawl away. She stands up, brushing dirt off her knees, ready for the next adventure. Amy spots a patch of glowing mushrooms under the oak tree, their light beckoning. She kneels down, reaching out to touch one of the glowing mushrooms. Amy smiles, feeling the cool, smooth surface of the mushroom beneath her fingertips. She sits back on her heels, gazing at the glowing mushrooms. Lost in her magical world, butterflies dance among the flowers, creating a vibrant display of color and movement. Amy, with bright eyes and pigtails, imagines her garden is a jungle, ready for grand adventures. She crouches low, peering beneath broad leaves, a tiny explorer in her verdant world. Amy tiptoes carefully through the flower bed, avoiding the delicate blooms. She reaches out, gently touching a butterfly as it lands on a flower. Amy giggles, watching the butterfly flutter away, its wings a blur of color. She spots a ladybug crawling on a leaf, its red shell gleaming in the sunlight. Amy carefully picks up the ladybug, holding it gently in her palm. Amy approaches the whispering tree, its silver leaves shimmering in the breeze. A tiny sneeze comes from beneath a clump of moss. Curious, Amy kneels down to investigate. Amy gently lifts the moss, revealing a hidden world beneath. A tiny fairy, Mossella, with tangled wings, is exposed to the light. Mossella looks up at Amy, her eyes wide with fright. Amy whispers, "Are you a real fairy?" The whispering tree echoes with ancient wisdom, its voice resonating through the forest. "Greetings, Amy. Mossella is lost and needs your help." A glowing leaf detaches itself from the tree, descending towards Amy. The leaf lands in Amy's hands, unfurling to reveal a magical map. At the entrance to the Tangleweed Trail, Amy and Mossella face a path of twisting vines. Mossella raises a hand, pointing at the map. The map says, "We have to cross this trail, but be careful. The vines are tricky." Amy nods, her gaze fixed on the moving vines. Amy and Mossella venture onto the Tangleweed Trail, where the vines seem to reach out with playful intent. Mossella's magic continues to guide them, ensuring their safe passage. Amy's laughter breaks the silence, filling the trail with joy. The vines seem to respond to their presence, swaying gently in acknowledgement. They continue their journey, their bond strengthening with each step. The Tangleweed Trail presents a formidable challenge, but Amy and Mossella are undeterred. Their determination shines through, illuminating the path ahead. The trail seems to welcome their presence, guiding them deeper into its embrace. The vines twist and turn, as if alive, threatening to ensnare the two travelers. Amy's laughter echoes through the dense foliage as she nimbly avoids the grasping vines. This is like a jungle gym. Mossella's fairy magic weaves a path, gently persuading the vines to yield. The vines recoil, creating a safe passage for Amy and Mossella. They proceed deeper into the trail, the magical path guiding their way. The Tangleweed Trail seems to test their resolve at every turn. Amy and Mossella press on, their determination unwavering. The trail twists and turns, revealing new challenges at every corner. Amy and Mossella arrive at the Crystal Bridge, its structure shimmering in the sunlight. A grumpy mole blocks their path. Standing guard at the entrance, the grumpy mole shouts, "Halt!" The grumpy mole declares, "You can't pass unless you solve my riddle." The grumpy mole stands firm, his gaze glinting with mischief as he presents his riddle. Amy furrows her brow, lost in thought as she contemplates the challenge. Mossella leans in close, her breath tickling Amy's ear as she whispers a clue. They solve the riddle. Together, Their faces light up with understanding. The grumpy mole grudgingly allows them to pass. Amy and Mossella reach the bubble pond, where giant soap bubbles float serenely. The map reveals their path. They must float across the pond on the bubbles. Amy's eyes light up with anticipation. This is going to be so much fun. Amy and Mossella climb onto a giant soap bubble, ready for an extraordinary journey. The bubble gently floats across the pond, carrying them into a world of wonder. Amy laughs, the sound echoing with pure joy as they glide over the water. Suddenly, the bubble begins to wobble, disrupting their serene passage. Mossella shouts, "Hold on tight." Amy and Mossella wander down a winding garden path, their senses overwhelmed by the vibrant talking flowers. The flowers sway, their sweet scents attempting to mesmerize the two friends. Amy pauses before a crimson rose, its beauty captivating her. Amy exclaims, "Look, Mossella, isn't it pretty?" Mossella gently pulls Amy away from the colorful flowers. "We can't get distracted," Mossella says, her voice soft but firm. Mossella continues, "We need to focus on finding the fairy gate." Amy sighs, her shoulders slumping slightly. Amy nods in agreement, her eyes reflecting a mix of reluctance and understanding. Amy and Mossella stand in the forest, their argument echoing through the trees. "It's your fault," Amy shouts, her voice sharp with accusation. Mossella retorts, "No, it's your fault." In a swift, unseen moment, the map of wonders disappears from Amy's hands. Amy stares at her empty hands, disbelief etched on her face. Amy and Mossella sit in the quiet clearing, their faces etched with fear and regret. The tension between them is thick and heavy, a palpable weight in the air. Amy breaks the silence, her voice filled with remorse. "I'm sorry." Mossella responds softly, echoing the sentiment. "Me too." They reconcile, a silent agreement passing between them. Together, they decide to work together, hope flickering in their eyes. Amy and Mossella stand side by side, their faces radiant with joy. The map of wonders reappears, its glow intensified, casting a warm, ethereal light across the clearing. The renewed bond of friendship radiates between Amy and Mossella. Amy and Mossella arrive at a circle of giant mushrooms. The map reveals the secret. They must chant together to open the fairy gate. Amy and Mossella clasp hands, ready to speak the words that will unlock the magic. In unison, their voices rise. "Together we believe." The mushrooms begin to glow, their light intensifying with each chant. The fairy gate swirls open, a burst of light illuminating the glade. Amy and Mossella stare in awe at the magical portal. Mossella steps through the fairy gate, pausing to wave a final goodbye to Amy. "I'll visit," she promises with a smile. Amy waves back, her heart swelling with a bittersweet mix of sadness and joy. Amy stands alone in her backyard, now glowing with newfound light. Amy sits beneath the whispering tree, her fingers gently dancing over the glowing mushrooms. Gratitude fills her heart as she whispers to the ancient tree, "Thank you." Amy reflects on the adventure, her voice soft with newfound wisdom. "Feeling grateful for her adventure and the lessons I learned."